Somebody needs to cue that gif up from that chick from the Titanic. It's been 84 years. You ever follow any of that? How she would have to sit down and tell her husband one day, you know, I actually fell in love with a homeless guy on a ship, but he died. I kind of killed him, so I married you instead. But I'm still going to go back 84 years later and profess my love for him and throw this diamond into the ocean. But I digress, because it's been 84 years since the Cleveland Cavaliers have played a game, Ryan.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I've been itching on Tipico to get back. Savory Evan Mobley, a little boost that we'll get to a little bit later in the show. Cavs are back in action tonight, kicking off the unofficial second half of the season. And they got an interesting stretch of basketball coming up. A very interesting stretch of a lot of games in a short amount of time. Where the Cavs finish out, we're going to discuss that this morning. Stephen A. Smith a little bit off of his rocker. We got college football updates. I got the college football video game update. We got a little Browns. We got Time Out. We got the Immaculate Grid. Of course, we got you with us right here on a Thursday. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. A week. It's been a week, and I feel like I haven't seen the Cavs play in a month. It's been a long time, but they're back in action tonight as they take on the Orlando Magic at home. We'll get to our boost coming up in a little bit. I mentioned a lot of Browns I want to get to this. I got a mock. I've got a mock. Can't wait. 2-rounder, which that is the crappy thing about not having the second round or the first round pick anymore. I can't look at any mock draft. I need second round mocks. So we'll get to it. I just kind of want to look to see some players around there. Browns going down to Brazil, it sounds like, for that first game. We'll discuss that more coming up as well. But we start this morning with the Cavs. And I want to get our Twitter question right out there this morning at Matt Fontana Show. Where do you think the Cavs will finish the season in the East? We're in the unofficial second half of the season. We sit here right now with, I think it's actually interesting to see the gap, or like the cushion that we have built up for ourselves right now, where you enter play. Man, my mouse is broken, so I keep clicking on the wrong things. Standings. You got a 2.5 game lead over Milwaukee to 3. And you got a 4-game lead back to the Knicks at number 4. Now, the other issue is you've got a 6-game gap going up to the East Conference. So we're going to ask everybody this morning on our Twitter question at Matt Fontana Show, where do you believe the Cavs will finish the regular season in the East? First, second, third, or fourth? Do you think it's good for the NBA that they have that kind of separation? Like, when you look out west, so the Celtics still have the best record at 43-12. But that's only, give or take about 4 games, depending on wins and losses, over the Timberwolves, who have the number 1 spot up there. But Ryan, in the East, where you have a 6-game gap between 1 and 2, out west, you have a 6-game gap between 1 and 6. To get out of the play-in tournament is the same gap that you have between 1 and 2 in the East. And for a chunk of our fandom here with LeBron, that was always a big conversation about how much tougher the East was. It was always that we just seemed to have the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Then I do think it shifted out west. And now it is very clear that the better basketball teams are out west. Not even just like a record standpoint, but I think when you look at the teams a little bit, I don't think the NBA likes that. There's no way that they could like that. Now, the issue is for the Cavs, 6 games back. That's a lot. So I appreciate a lot of fans on our Twitter question that'll vote that maybe they can run down the Celtics. I think the biggest issue with that, you only play the Celtics 1 more time. You would need to play them 3 more times to try to chew into that, tough schedule, all that. And we've discussed the strength of schedule, where, depending on the metric you look at, the Cavs are on the easier end of the spectrum. Celtics are a little harder, but it's not like they have the hardest one. So sitting at 2, where you have this gap, I could listen to 3, and I got to tell you, Ryan, I think 4 is completely off this list too. I think 1 and 4 are off this list.
I would never, I'm not going to sit here and vote 4, but I wouldn't say it's out of the realm.
You got a 4-game lead on the Knicks. Do you really feel like the Knicks are going to run you down?
I don't think so. Like I
And I know
said,
that's
I'm
like,
not
it's not
vote.
like you play them all the time.
It's tough. Cavaliers heading into the All-Star break, 9-1 in their last 10, still probably the hottest team in the NBA. But we know
Knicks lost 4 straight, by the way, going into the All-Star break.
And it just depends if we can keep our momentum going after the All-Star break. Obviously, Donovan's probably gonna sit out a few games here.
We're
in
gonna
the latter
talk.
stretch.
They need to, yeah.
But right now, I mean, I don't want to cast my vote too early, but I feel pretty good.
I think they're staying at 2. I'll cast my vote straight up. I think they're staying at 2. Let's talk Donovan for a second, because this will parlay into a Stephen A. Smith clip that I think, Ryan, just reading you a little bit, I think you're a little perturbed by this clip. You're a little bothered by the clip.
I'm a little bothered.
All right,
I just think it's not very evidence-based. I think it's a big assumption.
All right. So Donovan probably won't play tonight. He's got an illness, and I tweeted this yesterday. I need to sit him. I think the Cavs legitimately need to sit him for a couple of games. He's been going 1,000 miles an hour. You had to pick up all the slack when those guys were hurt. And I really think the NBA should come up with some sort of exception to their player sitting rule. What is it? The player participation policy, the PPP? Put something in there, another P, about guys, about players, that when they play in the All-Star game, you get a 2-week kind of, you're allowed to sit them for a game or two over the next couple of weeks, all right? Like, I think even the NBA would realize, dude, these guys play, LeBron, he's sitting out, he's got this ankle problem. Like, if they play in the All-Star game, you should be allowed to sit them for a couple of games after the All-Star game. I think everybody could get on board with that. So the Cavs will come up with illness. I'll tell you, Don, if you want to get sick for real, come on over to the Fontana household. I'll give you my address. I'm right over there in West Park. You want to get sick, come over to my house. You have a legitimate illness at that point. I've never had ear blockage before, Ryan, until I had kids. It's a magical thing. But Donovan's going to probably sit out tonight. We didn't put him on our boots because of that, because he's sick. They'll find a couple of games for him. All right. Let's play this clip. This is from Stephen A. Smith. I'm assuming this is on First Take yesterday.
Yeah. It was either yesterday or the day before is one of them.
Okay. And the conversation, because I know they're all NBA over there right now, because JJ Redick wants to fight Doc Rivers, it sounds like. Then Austin Rivers gets involved. Then Pat Beverly gets involved. It's a lot of drama. So they're talking a lot of NBA over there. And, of course, Stephen A. knows a lot in the NBA. He's very well connected. He calls his shot on Donovan Mitchell. Here's a clip courtesy of ESPN, Stephen A. Smith on First Take talking Donovan Mitchell.
Who's the next guy that's available? Donovan Mitchell, maybe? I mean, that's the rumor. I think he's been fantastic in Cleveland. I hope he doesn't leave Cleveland.
He's going to leave.
Joel Embiid is not leaving Philly. Like, who's going to be available? Maybe it's Giannis. I don't know, but who's going to be available in the next 2 or 3 years while they're still playing at a high level?
Couple of things I want to mention. Number one, when I talked about Klay Thompson earlier, NBA works 27% in clutch time this season, minimum of 35 attempts.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, when you talk about the third leading rebounding team, Boston and Utah are ahead of Golden State, which was make Golden State third, so throw that out of the way. Last but not least, I will say this to you. Donovan Mitchell's coming to the New York Knicks. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Remember I said it, JJ. It's just a matter of time. We've been waiting. Orange and blue skies, baby. He's coming to New York Knicks. And eventually it's going to happen. It's going to happen, JJ. Just brace yourself.
Okay,
because that's the missing piece right there.
Hold up, Shannon.
The way he got excited, do you know what that was, Ryan? That was a fan.
Yeah, it was.
That was a New York Knicks fan. That's not Stephen A. Smith, who's got a Rolodex of numbers in his phone. That's not Stephen A. Smith on one of the most popular sports shows in the country. That's not Stephen A. Smith that can make a phone call to actually get Donovan Mitchell on the horn or talk to Adrian Wojnarowski. You heard the excitement. That was Stephen A. Smith, New York Knicks fan.
He don't get paid to be a fan.
He doesn't know anything more than we know. He doesn't know any. And I will continue to subscribe to this. And I know you got a little perturbed. Ryan, I'm going to talk you off the edge. He knows nothing. That's not a shot at Stephen A. Smith. You want to know why? No one knows anything. Nobody does. Not even Donovan Mitchell himself. And he is the one that will make this decision. Unless Stephen A. Smith has some proprietary technology that he can somehow zap his way into Donovan Mitchell's brain, a little like the Riddler in Batman Forever, if you've seen it. Unless he can zap his way into Donovan Mitchell's head, nobody knows anything. He was speaking as a Knicks fan. Now, I actually, we've battled this for a while now here in Cleveland. He's going to the Knicks, he's going to the Knicks, he's going to the Knicks, and everybody brings it up, and we fight it off, and we're like, we're in the right now. I got to tell you, it's actually doing the opposite for me, Ryan, where you would think I'd be getting concerned, and now, with as much as it gets brought up, and I actually believe there's no way it's happening now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, where it is such a lock, and being a sports fan and doing this job as long as I have, how many locks actually happen? Sometimes, sure. But, my point is that this is one that people just go to so fast, so quick, that now I'm starting to think, there's no way this is going to happen. And the thing is, as we know, there's still so much to be played out with how this Cavs teams finish out, what Donovan Mitchell's situation is, the contract, all that kind of stuff. But that was Stephen A. Smith speaking as a Knicks fan. If he was saying this more of I've talked to some people or this, but even that, I don't think Donovan's made his mind up. So that was him just speaking as a Knicks fan. And not to revisit it, I've said it again over and over. If he leaves, he leaves. And I'm fine with that. I think the trade, there's no part of that trade that I would regret, even at this point. I assume the Cavs, I know that's Ryan sticking the mud about it. If we didn't win a playoff series with Donovan Mitchell, yes, I'd be disappointed. But I'm assuming you're going to do that this year. I'd like to get to the finals, but there's no part of the trade I regret. None of it. And you would have to trade him away. You would have to trade him to somebody to get some first-round picks back. You could conceivably trade away Donovan Mitchell and not even get a player back. You would like a player, sure. But what the Cavs really need is a lot of draft picks because you don't have any. So I don't want to think about that. That's Stephen A. Smith speaking as a fan. So I'm not going to read anything too much into that. I will read into ESPN. We go over to their contenders tier. So this is put together. Kevin Pelton from ESPN put together his tiers of NBA teams, not like tears crying. Well, some of these teams should be crying. It's the favorite. It's inner circle contenders. It's the hopefuls, the long shots, and that's it. He didn't put every team into this. These are only teams that I believe at right now are in the playoffs. Yeah, more or less. These are all teams that if it ended today, they're either in the play-in tournament or they're in the regular playoffs. Do you want to start at the top and go down? Or do you want to go down and go up?
Start at the top.
Start at the top. Number one, the favorite. This, of course, is only one team, the Boston Celtics. He writes, it's possible to look back in June at an 18th Celtics banner, which would edge them past the Lakers for the most in NBA history. Quietly, Boston is putting together an all-time regular season. The Celtics are threatening to become just the 13th team in NBA history to finish the season outscoring their opponents by at least 10 points per game. At one time, this title was all but assured. I'm sorry. He's talking about if you can get to winning by 10 points or more per game, that at one time assured you were going to win the title. And he goes back through all the teams that had done that and just the vast majority that have. Basically, we know Boston is very good. Number two, the inner circle contenders. I think that's a weird way how he would say this. And he said this tier could be defined as teams in position for home court advantage with the opening round and a track record of playoff success. 3 teams, the Nuggets, the Clippers, and the Milwaukee Bucks. He does not put the Cavs in that list. And you would say, well, he's talking about defined track record of playoff success. Why the hell are the Clippers in there then? Am I missing their NBA championship? The Nuggets and the Bucks, fine. But you're going to put the Clippers in that list and then tell me about track record of playoff success? I don't like that. I don't buy that. And then I get to tier 3, the hopefuls. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Knicks, Thunder, 76ers, and Phoenix Suns. The thing about this group, they're all about plus 2,000 to win. The Cavs are only plus 25. You want to hear something crazy? The Minnesota Timberwolves are leading the West. They have the same odds to win the NBA championship as we do. Plus 2,500. Suns are plus 1,500. The Knicks actually have a better, well, that's probably because they're going to get a lot of money from New York Knicks fan up there. But still, the Knicks have a better odds in Vegas to win the championship than we do. Tier 3 on the hopefuls. I don't like that. I take it as a little disrespect. Given the importance of playoff experience, it's fair to be wary of this group. Although to a point, this tier boasts 3 of the top 4 teams in point differential this season: Cleveland, Minnesota, and Oklahoma City. While New York won a league best 14-2 in January before sagging due to injuries. Home court is still a massive factor for the playoffs, and the odds are that at least one of these 4 teams will reach the conference finals. Okay, let's do this. He's talking about point differential. Between Cleveland, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Knicks, which of those teams will reach their conference finals? Again, the Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Knicks. Which one of them do you think would win or get to the Eastern or Western Conference Finals?
I would say, and not even being a homer pick, I would probably say the Cavaliers.
I
would say the Timberwolves. I mean, the Timberwolves. Right, they don't really have the playoff experience that like the Cavs. They don't really have that playoff experience either. Then you go to the Thunder. They're kind of like the Cavs in the sense that they're a younger team. But the difference is with those teams, right? You go look at the Timberwolves. They have Anthony Edwards. Like, they have a pair of number 1 picks. You go to the Thunder. They have Chet, Giddey, Shai. But again, they're young, haven't really been to the playoffs. And then I think that's obviously, he said that's why he was factoring the Cavs into that lower tier. But I think the Cavs probably have the easier route because look at the West, right? Until somebody really, like, you can look at the Warriors and Lakers who are a little bit down in the standings, but still, until somebody takes them out, I mean, you can really ever count Steph and LeBron out. So I'd say the Cavs probably out of those have the best chance to make the Eastern Conference Finals.
I agree with you. I think that's a spot where of those teams you'd feel good. And again, we're talking about the path of the team as well and how we think it's going to play out. So again, vote on our Twitter question up at Matt Fontana Show. Where do you believe the Cavs will finish out the Eastern Conference this season? First, second, third, or fourth? I voted 2. I think they're going to stay there. Ryan, remind people of your vote if you mind.
Well, I didn't vote, actually, technically.
Okay,
I would go the number 2 seed as well. I think they can keep it up. Obviously, I don't think there's any realistic chance they catch the Celtics. The Knicks kind of on a downtrend. Obviously, they're still without Julius Randle for a little bit. The 76ers are kind of cooked without Joel because he's not going to be back maybe a week before the playoffs, if that. And then it's really, I think it's the one that can catch them is maybe the Bucks, but they obviously have their questions as well. So I'm going to go the number 2 seed.
Fair enough. All right, we got a lot of football to get into as well. We got to get into a crazy story that I saw yesterday. It's kind of, I don't want to say graphic or even adult content related. It's just weird. But Ryan, I think we have a little breaking news from the big play side of things.
I see that.
You see that from Dave? Yeah. Apparently, allegedly, we are finally doing it. The big play golf outing comes your way in August. Sorry, Dave. I'm announcing it. Well, he's got a lot of Twitter followers, so it's out there. I have a lot of questions. Where? Number 1. Number 2. Okay, that's it. Where? That's it. That's all I care about. I'm there. We got to do a live broadcast.
Yeah, we do.
You and I will be there from 9 to 11. Do you want to hit tee shots for people, or do you want to go play? I've done a lot of charity golf outings. We did a lot of golf outings. I don't think I can cut this a lot of different ways.
Depending on, I'd have to see the field because depending on who plays, I don't necessarily want to put myself in that because I'm not
it's
very
a
good.
Bonus shot. It's a free shot. So how where Riz used to do? We used to be on a tee box.
Okay.
And you would come up, and we would hit a tee shot for you. And if you want to use it, great. If you don't, then you still get your 4 guys to tee off.
Oh, okay.
So then that way we're broadcasting on the hole. But then I've done ones too where we'll broadcast and then we'll drive around on a golf cart or we'll go play. Or people can auction to play alongside us.
Oh, you're saying we do a show like while at the golf outing?
Like we're sitting on a tee box and a group comes
that
up,
would
and I
be
go,
sick.
all right, Ryan, 1 second here.
That would be
and then
sick.
you turn the
That'd be
camera,
sick.
or
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have a stationary camera
I'm so down for
on
that.
the tee box, and you and I just hit it. We'll walk up. You want Ryan or me? And they'll go, I want Ryan. And you'll just stand up and go hit him
I'm
a tee
so
shot.
down for that. I'm so down. We could be like Jim Nance and whoever his partner is.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome.
Beautiful day at the
Stonewater Golf
the
Club.
Big Play Green.
The Big Play golf outing here at Stonewater. I just threw out Stonewater.
History will be
Hello,
made
Jimmy.
today.
We will crown the yellow jacket. Can't be green.
Big
Can't
Play
steal
Dave
that.
outing his big play.
We head out to
outfit.
5 and welcome in Reflog.
I'm
Good
gonna
morning, Reflog.
I'm gonna start practicing my Jim Nance mannerisms.
Good morning, guys. We've got Rafa over a shot here, about 175 yards out. It looks like he's got about a 8 iron. And there it goes. It's in the air. Oh, it's curling out right. No, it comes back. It catches an edge of the green.
Oh, I think it hit a fan.
That guy shouldn't have been standing there. Back here at the Big Play golf outing. Think people would sign up for that?
Absolutely.
You think people go? I mean, golf outings are kind of finicky. Like, I would think Dave is for those that don't know, Big Play Dave. And Dave is pretty much our pseudo boss, one of our bosses here. And he is a giant golfer. So I'm actually shocked that Big Play progressed as far as it did without him getting a golf outing going.
I can't wait to see Bruce better be there.
Oh, Bruce will be, dude. I say this with all due respect, and I'd say this to Bruce's face. Nobody plays more charity golf outings in Northeast Ohio than Bruce Drennan. I mean, though, I'll put it this way. I don't think anybody plays more golf in Northeast Ohio than Bruce Drennan. But if there is a charity outing and Bruce isn't there, you have found something magical. He's at almost every one. So Bruce will be, actually, Bruce has a hookup at a course for us. I don't want to say what course. I'm trying to out him here on this. The wheels are turning. All right, so number one, we got to get the broadcast out on the. We have to be there.
No, we'll do it. We've done it before, like
Yeah.
remote or like
Right.
not remote, but like.
Well, the internet, we better get that sourced out. I would just put it that way.
We've managed to make it work.
Okay, so you and I got to be there.
We actually did one at Greg Newsom's celebrity softball game.
Okay, good. Number two, I've got idea. Okay, every show, in my opinion, should be stationed on a hole. So you got Bobby Carpenter at one hole, you got Booby at another hole, you got Josh and Marie at another hole. The cool thing is, we could almost fill up every hole. Get Rapine to come up. Dude, if we do it in August, he's in the middle of Bengals stuff, like training camp. Damn it. But
I'm excited. We have to get our Jim Nance on.
well, the thing is, okay, here's a crazy idea. Are we allowed to get a drone? Could we live feed a drone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I could just imagine us flying out to holes and being like, all right, here, because like,
That'd be so fun.
we can't do what CBS does. We can't have 18 cameras on 18 holes with 18 camera operators. We have limitations here. But my idea is if we could live stream the drone to a feed for us.
We could definitely do that.
And we just go hole to hole with people. I want to play, like, I guess I don't mind hitting tee shots all day, but
yeah, I don't necessarily. I'd be cool with not playing.
All right.
Just because I'm not very good.
It's just the breaking news came down this morning from Dave. Apparently, we're going to get going here on a Big Play golf outing. So
wanna
if
know
you're
the details.
interested, send us something. Where should we go? Where should we go? East side, west side?
I'm gonna see if I can get any details out of Dave.
Text Dave. Reflog's in. He sent the tweet. We should, text Dave, see if he can come on like right now. You know what? Let's get some logistics done. We're sitting here blowing this up right now, and we don't even know what we're doing. This could be Dave just waking up this morning and go, you know what? Today's the day. We're getting this outing done. We've got no information, but we'll get it done. I think it's going to be fun. Could you imagine if we got, could we get Tipico involved with that and do some live betting there?
You'd have
Would
to.
you- I know, those are a lot of legal hurdles.
Yeah,
I don't know. But could you imagine that? If you could do a grudge match, if you did one whole
He
play,
said it. Oh well, it must be confirmed and not just a wake up and say thing because he said Saturday, August 31st.
I don't want to spoil it. Does he have a spot? Are we in on a spot? I mean, if we've got a date, we got a spot. Put it in your
I
calendars,
just said
folks.
to you, do we know where?
All right, we'll figure that out. I don't mean to out all of it here. I just saw it. This is
I've never
exciting
heard
stuff.
of this Little Mountain.
You've never heard of Little Mountain?
I don't golf very much, man.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? If I asked you where's
That's Jimmy's other spot. Little Mountain.
He just said Hanlon's course.
Hell yeah, it's Jimmy's other spot. I play Little Mountain all the time.
I'm gonna go look it up.
I love that course. They got a downhill par 4, 17, drivable on the right days. Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Where's it at?
Madison. You want to hear a funny story? I will be there on Saturday. We'll be there on Saturday.
I'm gonna go. We gotta go early.
Well, that's the thing. We should
rounds.
go. We should go play around so you could see it. Oh, Little Mountain's beautiful. I love Little Mountain. Sister course again. I think one. But Jimmy's other place. Jimmy lives on Little Mountain. He's right there. I love that. Man. We're in. So the big play golf outing is good to go. I'm sure we're gonna get a charity involved with this too. I can only imagine. Right? Text that today. That's my idea too.
Yeah,
he was just at Ricky's thing yesterday. Why don't we do something with him?
Yeah.
Do something with Rick. I don't know. We'll do some sort of charity. So we're in. How are we going to sell tickets? When are we selling tickets? Can people play alongside us? Can play against us? I don't know. We got a lot of things to figure out. Golf outing coming in August here on Big Play.
I just said I'd love to get my Jim Nance on, and Dave text, "Hello, friends."
Hello, friends. Welcome. Well, now that we know it's at Little Mountain, we head out to 17, and here's Josh Cribbs.
We better be able to do a live broadcast.
Oh, yeah, we will. There's no question.
I'm so excited for that.
See, here's the problem at Little Mountain.
I'm gonna go watch 9 hours of film on Jim Nance.
I don't think we're going to be able to be on the course.
I mean,
because the tee box, the first tee box is not really close to the clubhouse. And especially that, you're going to be hitting drives all day. I was thinking about it'd be nice to be on a par 3. There's no chance. There's no shot. Unless.
Yeah, he said I want it to be big. Videographer following the players and announcer, etc.
So the only way we can make this work is if we do it on a par 3 by a house and we borrow somebody's house. Just say we need to run an extension cord and an internet cord into your house. We'll pay you $100. I might have an idea for that. I might have a line on that, to be honest with you. All right, text Dave that I'll talk to him later about it. I got ideas. We'll figure it out. Do we have the boost? Do you have it? Is it up yet? Well, you don't have it, right?
I can go look. I haven't checked.
All right, let's catch a break. We got our boost up with Tipico.
9:30?
Yeah. Somebody just called me and hung up. The word is getting out about the golf outing. Somebody just called me and hung up. They go, oh, wait, Fontana's on the air. Don't worry about it. Get signed up at Tipico. We'll tell you about our boost for the Cavs coming up. Fontana 100 is the code. Deposit and bet $25 on whatever you want, and you'll get $100 in bonus bets with that code, Fontana 100. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. We have so much football to talk about when we return. I've got a 2-round mock from Chris Trapasso. We've got the Browns going down to Brazil. I've got the Browns off-season wide receiver outlook. I've got college football news already thinking about changing things. And we got an update on the college football video game. That's all coming your way next. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. All right, let's dive into some Browns. Plenty to get you right here on the Fontana Show. Welcome back. Already support people. I got text, man. We're in. They're ready to go. They want it. They want to know when they can buy a ticket. I've got nothing. We semi-announced it. We're going to be doing a golf outing in August here. Location, Little Mountain. Date, 31st. We got to get the ticketing thing figured out. Like, I'm assuming you just build a website. Could you put it on our website?
We'll probably talk about it on the call tomorrow.
I won't be on the call tomorrow. I'm
off
off
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Matt, I'm off tomorrow too.
We are off tomorrow. I've got, I have nuptials. Not me. My friend's getting married this weekend, so I got things to do tomorrow. So I guess we could still join the call. We probably should. We got a lot to get figured out. Golf outing's coming. We got 6 months to get it figured out, so there we go. All right, let's flip over to the Browns. Got several things. So I want to start with this Brazil. So Mary Kay's been all over this story. That it sounds like the Browns, it started with what Peter King had heard. The Browns are going to go to Brazil, and they're going to play Philadelphia. And I said, I hate that. I hate these international games. Other than me being able to wake up at 9 a.m. on a Sunday to watch football, they don't do anything for me. I'm a spoiled, I almost said rich, and that's not true. I'm a spoiled American where I have my team. They play in my backyard. They're always going to be there, and I watch them play. I've got no sympathy for anybody else, right? And I get what the NFL wants to do. They would like to get into Europe. There's a lot of soccer fans over there, so they're sports fans, and they can buy some jerseys, and they can do all this other kind of stuff. I just want it to be known. I think they're getting crazy with this. The Mexico, the South America, they'll eventually go to Japan. It's too much. It's too much. And again, just from like a logistics standpoint, from a security standpoint, I don't want the Browns going to Brazil. I don't want them going. I think it's a bad idea. Now, with that being said, I'm not stopping the NFL. There's nothing you can do to stop the NFL. So if they got to go, because here's what it is. The Eagles are going to give up a home game to do that, which you know is just a fat stack of cash that Goodell just handed over to the Eagles. So they'll go. And the Browns are one of the 9 teams that face the Eagles on the road this year. What has eased me on this is Mary Kay making it sound like this is going to be game number 1 of the season. And I go, okay, let's talk through that. You don't have the Hall of Fame game this year. Because remember, again, we had that last year, so we started early. They went to the Greenbrier. Maybe they don't go on a trip, but they use this trip to Brazil as a trip. You know what I mean? Instead of the going away for training camp. And the fact is, it is early in the season, so you get it out of the way. And we then pretty much suffice to the NFL, don't call us for another 6 years to go on the road out to an international game. Because the last time they went was what, 2018, 2017? They went to London.
Against the Vikings, I believe.
Right. We're not Jacksonville, who is signed up for that. And every team goes. Again, think about that. You had the Chiefs and the Dolphins play a regular season game overseas. I mean, that was one of the marquee games, or what was supposed to be one of the marquee games.
Supposed to be.
Well, that's the other thing, dude. These international games blow. They suck ass. They always do. Do you want free money to bet? You always bet the under and the dog in the international games, and you're going to hit at about an 80% rate. At least that's my experience. I feel the same about Thursday night games. Thursday, again, when you throw the wrench into the schedule, whether it's Thursday night or these international games, give me the dog and the under all the live long day. And I just print money in these international games. They suck. They don't do anything for me other than I can wake up at 9 a.m. and watch football. That's fine. But I'll tell you, I'm not going on that trip, okay? That's number one. And number two, at least if it's early in the season, that could help some things out. That's good. The other thing, is this not for next year? Isn't this 2025 that it's happening? It's not this season, right? Or is it this year?
It's a great question.
It's this year. Because, right, we don't know the schedule for next year yet. That's right. So it's got to be this year.
Yeah, true.
And you add in our great friends here, Rod Stewart and Billy Joel, who will be over the stadium. They're going to start on the road anyway. So I start with I hate international games and I don't like them. But if I had to do one, early in the season, you had to be on the road anyway because of the concert. that's the most appeasable thing for me. Ryan, do you like the international games for the NFL? They do anything for you?
No, I don't like them at all because I just
care.
have to wake up early.
Don't care. Don't care.
And then, like you said, they're usually not very entertaining.
I mean, it's football. I'll watch.
Well, yeah.
You know, that's the thing. People I saw like, well, it's a horrible game. You, me, and everybody knows that the crappiest game on a Sunday you're going to sit down and watch, and I'm going to probably put a wager on it and play it out. So the international stuff, I think that's fine. They're going to go. Great. Awesome. Enjoy it, and at least it's early in the season. You want to get to Chris Trapasso's mock draft? Let's do it. We head over CBS Sports. It is a 2-rounder. Now, we don't have a first-round pick, but I still think it's interesting to see how things lay out in the first round because I want to see who goes where, what options happen, all that kind of stuff, right? Let's start at the top. First overall pick, Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC. Second pick, Commanders, Jaden Daniels, LSU. Third pick, New England. They don't take a quarterback. They take Marvin Harrison Jr. Could you see? Ooh. Chris Trapasso's prediction, Kirk Cousins.
That's so
goes
crazy.
to New England.
I was just about to say, Matt, what I would do if I was a Patriots, I would draft Marvin Harrison and I would throw a boatload of cash at Kirk Cousins.
He says, with Harrison Jr. and Cousins, the Patriots are suddenly more relevant on offense. He's got Dallas Turner going 4, Brock Bowers going 5. He has Drake May going 6 to the Giants, which is interesting. J.J. McCarthy goes 11 to the Vikings to fill in for Kirk Cousins. Now, here's the interesting thing. For Denver, he's got them going Arnold at cornerback. He does not have them taking a quarterback. So then, would they take Justin Fields? He's got the Steelers taking Fuanga to Oregon State, the offensive lineman, or Fuaga, excuse me. He's got Bo Nix going 27 to the Cardinals? He says the Cardinals aren't ready to move on from Kyler Murray, but Nix represents good value here.
No, he does not.
When do you take good value in the first round?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
No. And if you really wanted to, take Michael Penix over Bo Nix. I don't think Bo Nix is going to be very good. That's just
no, I don't either. I mean, like realistically, Matt, like I know there's obviously anomalies and stuff, but when's the last time a 4 or 5 year quarterback really in the last 20 years has panned out? That's stayed in college. I mean, for 4 or 5 years.
Stayed in 4.
Like it just doesn't work out. I feel like
that's a great damn good question.
You know what I mean?
There.
Like I can't.
So you would
I
knock
can't think of it.
J.D. McCarthy's leaving early. Penix is not. Penix is like a red shirt.
Michael Penix,
senior. Yeah. He transferred.
He's old. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're talking about Penix and Bo Nix.
I'm talking about quarterbacks that stayed in college for like 5 years.
You're not talking guys that as soon as the 3-year window hit, they left. Right. So that would be Penix and Bo Nix because they both stuck around for a long time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
so it's a knock on both of them. Okay.
Like for instance, like Penix and Bo Nix, like they're older than like Sam Howell. They're older than some of the other.
That was the big thing. They're
That's what
older
I'm
than
saying.
some quarterbacks that are already in the NFL.
Like, I can't remember the last time that one of those quarterbacks really panned out.
I'm trying to turn my wheels here to try to think of quarterback that stayed in college for 4 years.
I really can't think, and maybe there could very well be one, but in recent memory, I can't remember one.
Yeah, not in recent memory. Why why the Rams drafted Stetson Bennett, I'll never know. He does have Penix going 43 in the second round to the Atlanta Falcons.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, don't you almost consider, obviously they're not the totally same players, but kind of in the same realm. You get the vibes of like Stetson Bennett's, of Jake Fromm's, like I don't know. That never appeals to
JT Barrett's, because they just know that their best chance is college, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Their best chance is to be a guy like Stetson Bennett that won national championships. They're not going to go to the NFL.
Like, to use a first round pick on a Penix or a Bo Nix.
See, but Penix I view a little bit different.
Sure, Penix is a little bit different because he had to transfer to prove himself. I understand that.
Can I rip Bo Nix for just a second?
Please do.
Everybody, what is the number one thing when people say something about Bo Nix? His completion percentage. Did you ever stop to think that they ran an offense based on short throws and timing? I'm not saying that he wasn't accurate, and I'm not saying that he didn't need to throw the football where he did. If you're going to try to sit there and tell me that the number one trait that a quarterback had was also the number one trait of the offense and predicated on the offense, what do you got? Mark me down. I think Bo Nix is going to suck. I do think Michael Penix is going to be good. He's got him going 43 to the Falcons. you want to hear some bad news for the Cleveland Browns and Chris Trapasso's mock, Ryan? So we have pick number 54 in the second round. I'm just going to give you some of the picks in the early second round. I start with pick 32 in the first round. Lad McConkey goes to the Chiefs.
No. Oh my God. If he goes to the Chiefs, he's going to be he's going to be so raw.
Keon Coleman goes 35. Worthy goes 46. Jalen Polk out of Washington goes 45. All of those guys off the board for the Browns.
Trade Greg Newsome to move up.
Yeah, I'd listen to that. We go Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver out of Florida. We pick him with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. on the board still.
The linebacker?
Yeah. I'm so bad that I need a wide receiver. I'm starting to get a little hooked there on Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I'm not gonna lie. What do you need about Pearsall? He's 6'1". He started at Arizona State, didn't do anything at Arizona State, transferred to Florida, had 2 good years. Find out in the draft. I don't know. At least it's a wide receiver for that. But that's the second round pick for the Browns.
Matt, I have to yell at you really quick.
Why?
You didn't retweet our poll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got to remind me of that stuff, man.
Number 2 seeds leading the way.
That's how it should be. Poll yesterday. Got to appreciate Reflog on that. We got a lot going on there yesterday. I bring up wide receiver in Chris Trapasso's mock draft because then I scroll over. Outlook for the Browns in the offseason, wide receiver. So they did this morning on NFL.com. All 32 positions wide receiver. For the Browns, wide receivers under contract. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, David Bell, Michael Woods. Free agents, Jakeem Grant, Marquise Goodwin, and James Prochet. Right up. Cleveland has a solid base, particularly when Cooper is healthy. But adding an outside speed element would take the passing attack for Deshaun Watson to another level. The Browns finding more productive versions of Goodwin would help open up things for Moore in the slot and take advantage of the attention that Cooper gets on the other side. The Browns might not be in great cap space, but ready for this? They could put feelers out for either Gabe Davis or Marquise Hollywood Brown to fit that need. GM Andrew Berry could also see the cost that it would take to pry the likeness of Courtland Sutton out of Denver. So that's the write-up this morning for the Browns wide receivers there. Courtland Sutton, Marquise Brown, or Gabe Davis.
There's a clear tier jump to me to those 3.
You're a Marquise Brown guy.
Yeah, but I would put Courtland above those.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I think Courtland Sutton's above those guys. They got to do something. And again, I'm leaning towards the draft just from a salary cap standpoint, but how it plays out from there, I don't really know.
I just can't stomach another Anthony Schwartz.
No, and I got to tell you, man, that's been the blind spot there for AB. He doesn't really, that's just kind of what he doesn't do well.
We have to find a way to get Lad.
Yeah. Why are you so big on Lad McConkey?
Because he's nasty. Go watch him run routes, bro.
I mean, I think he's good. I do think he's good. I don't know about nasty. If he was there in the second round, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Oh, sorry.
When's the last time?
We got Superman news, so I'm clicking on that.
I'm curious, when's the last time the Browns had a white wide receiver? Brian Hartline?
I don't know.
Isn't that a good question?
Yeah.
I can't think. Was it Brian Hartline?
No, they've had to have. I mean, like.
But I'm talking about guys that aren't straight special teams
guys. Yeah,
guys.
Guys
that actually played a decent
guys
amount.
that actually played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, probably Jaravicious, Hartline.
Go back to the 60s when we
probably
seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So in that whole draft that everybody's talking about doing one day, we'd have somebody for that.
Yeah, seriously.
We got a lot of college football news this morning, dude. They are already talking about expanding to 14 teams already.
That. I thought of you when I read that.
Dude? This is so bad. This is so bad. And I don't think the NCAA knows what they're doing. I really have no good feeling about college football right now. They're going to drive this into the ground and they're going to kill it. They are going to absolutely kill college football. I'm all for change. I'm not a stick in the mud on this. I know that there has got to be some, with NIL, with the TV money, with everything that's got to get thrown around. Ryan, I think we're entering a real dangerous time for college football. They're going to kill it. They're going to absolutely kill college football.
What did I just tag you in this morning?
Well, Adam Schefter, I've been saying that. College coaches, mass exodus. Don't nobody want to coach college football right now.
Giant headache.
I wouldn't want to do it either. You don't have conferences anymore. You've got this new 12 team, which eventually they're going to go to 14 teams. It didn't even live for a day. Literally, the 12-team announcement didn't live for a day before they announced, well, we're thinking about going to 14. Eventually, could they just go to 64? Eventually, would you do that?
Bro,
you play a 7 or 8 game regular season. You play 8-game regular.
I'm fine with that.
Let's play it out. You play an 8-game regular season. Conferences, be damned. And you just set your schedule up. But the problem is,
that would be really tricky.
You would never play because you would want to play Akron and Western Michigan and Illinois because you're going to make the tournament. So what does it matter?
You'd be throwing these schools millions to play them. That is the problem.
It's so bad.
But it's
so bad.
Such bullcrap, Matt. Like this, it's ruining programs. Like, if you're not the Ohio States, you're not. And I know college, but that's the thing.
Of the fittest.
That's what I understand. I understand that the NCAA, they don't care because they make their money either way, and they want these huge programs that are prolific.
But the thing is, if they started doing revenue sharing and started giving a piece of this pie to Akron and Kent, but they don't want to do that because
the problem is there's no. That's what I'm saying. The problem is there's no solutions because you can't force these coaches to commit to these programs. So then you can say, how do you expect these players to? And I totally agree. But it's ruining programs. Like, it's impossible to build. Unless you're already an established program in the last 10 years, it's impossible to keep build up.
And that's it. You have got to leave room for the build-ups because 5 years ago you would have said, "Oh yeah, discard Washington." What are they doing? What have they ever done? And then look at them now.
And then the opposite. You had Clemson, who was one of the top 3 programs in the last 10 years.
Watch the cliff that Alabama's about to dive off of.
Dabo's probably going to be gone in the next couple years.
Oh, I don't know how they can get rid of him now. The guy doesn't like NIL.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's
send him down to D3 or something.
College football is just a chaotic nightmare.
Then, when you do talk about the money, that's not the problem. That's baseball's problem. By the way, Guardian, spring training, yes!
Finally.
Can I bet on spring training on Tipico? Is that degenerate?
No, not
Can
at
you
all.
send a tweet out? I want to ask the people, do you think it's a degenerate thing to bet on spring training baseball?
No, people bet on the summer league and stuff, I feel like.
I know. I just want to know if they think it's degenerate. Is that negative towards our friends at Tipico? No, right? I don't think so. Is it degenerate to bet on spring training baseball? Back to football. The thing is, it's not a money problem. Baseball has a money problem. College football does not. The issue is that they're a bunch of greedy sons of guns. So they're not going to spread the money equally. You could fix this with revenue sharing. You could fix this with the realignment, which I think is so crazy that we are having the most monumental realignment that we have ever seen in college football, and they still don't have it right. They still don't have it right. I'm going to tell you what college football should be. It should be 5 Power 5 conferences. You should still have the Pac-12. You should have the Big Ten. You should have the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 12. That's it. You then do a 16 playoff with your 5 Power of 5 champions and 1 at-large bid. You get the top 2 as however you want to decide it. They get a bye, and you play it out from there. There is never at the end of a season, Ryan, more than 3 or 4 teams that can actually win the national championship. And as long as you pick the right ones, you're going to be doing just fine.
Man, before I say this, I'm not saying that the NCAA got it wrong by leaving Florida State out. I'm fine with it.
So was I.
I know you were.
So was I.
But so my question is, do you think they would have done the same thing if, say, last year Alabama lost Jalen Milroe? He got a season-ending injury. Would they have sat there and said, we're keeping him out of the playoff?
Probably. I mean,
you think so?
The thing is,
you really think so? With the Saban-led team?
Exactly.
No
That's
way.
exactly why.
I don't think there's a shot in
Now,
hell.
the problem is that I think Alabama was Like, yes, Jalen Milroe was important. Jordan Travis was everything to Florida State. Like, you could say that Alabama at least had other players to step up and make some plays. You knew you had nothing with Florida State with Jordan Travis going down. What are you laughing at?
Nick, I posted the poll. I said, would you consider it degenerate behavior to bet on spring training games? And Nick quoted and said, no way, nothing wrong with warming up for the season.
That's fair enough.
Drew Garrison, I call it dedication.
That's fair. Shout out to Drew, friend of ours. Who moved my garage beers over here?
I must have been Dave.
Oh, look, because you can see him in the shot now.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Oh, I get it now. Why didn't you tell me?
You can see.
I can't. The camera's right in the way. We need to move that monitor. We really do. We do Immaculate Grid. We'll do it later. I'm always sitting there like this.
Yeah, I do see.
I can't see. It's bad. It's really bad. College football, they had all these moves I think they screwed up. So the fact of, number one, you made it 24 hours before you started thinking about 14 teams. Why don't they just make the whole, the funny thing, we're talking about this in ESPN. And shout out to Evan Cohen. Evan had a funny thing. He goes, why don't we just do a Big Ten tournament and an SEC tournament? Chris Canty goes, yeah, that's called the regular season.
Yeah,
like that's what that is. So they're gonna kill it, man. They're gonna murder it.
It's already
like
dead.
Seriously, it's gone. It's dead. And it's not that, like, the product is what I care about. I want to be able to sit down on Saturdays, watch top 10 matchups, and have a game on Saturday night. That's all I care about. Whatever college football's got to do to get that to me, so be it. So be it. I enjoy MAC games. I'm excited to one day maybe take my son. Really, because it's like, I think about this with my kids all the time, right? Like, I want to take him to a Browns game one day. I'm going to. But I might warm him up and drive him down the road and go, well, let's go see Akron play. I can get tickets for a couple of bucks, and if he wants to leave after 15 minutes, we get back in the car and drive home. That's fine. But he can see football. Take him up to Bowling Green. That's his grandfather's alma mater. We'll go up watch the Falcons play. That's fine. I'm excited for that.
Cincinnati, even though it's not
a little bit of little drive there. It's okay. He does all right in the car.
Nippert Stadium. You ever seen it?
I've seen pictures of it.
Oh my God, one of the most beautiful stadiums in the world.
It looks beautiful. It really
Super
does.
underappreciated.
That's the problem with college football is they don't want to call it for what it is. Leave the rest of them behind. The issue is as you move forward in this world that they're creating, they want to just leave behind a good chunk of these schools. The problem is, as you so accurately put, Ryan, you then do not leave a path for those schools like Tulane to all of a sudden become something. Like, you don't leave the room for the Cincinnati Bearcats
because people
become something.
Because people get so up in arms about when Cincinnati went to playoff in 2021, I believe that was, right? People got so up in arms because they didn't play well against Alabama.
Actually, I think they gave a better game than what I've seen in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing, and I know you want to know why.
Because they just look at a name. They don't even know the players.
When people try to tell me that they like parity in sports, I say you're full of shit.
They are.
You are full of it. Because what happens? When you get parity, you bitch. When you get the parity of Tulane facing Texas, you don't want that.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you would rather see Texas and Oklahoma or Texas and Oregon. So that is the issue. You either call it for what it is and say, we don't want the parity. We want the best on best. You want to see Texas and Oregon and UCLA and Ohio State and Michigan and Alabama and Georgia and Oklahoma. You want to see those games every weekend. You don't have any room for Tulane and Florida Atlantic and Illinois and Indiana. You don't. So either call that for what it is or keep up we don't see how it plays out. Because what you're doing is you're wasting away in the middle. And they're not doing anything. Well, we'll just expand the playoff. That doesn't actually solve anything.
It gives me a headache,
It's just more money.
Because it's through every single damn sport, Matt. I woke up this morning, I watched a commercial on ESPN. It was an NBA playoff preview. They probably showed 10 teams as they do. They cut through the motion pictures of each team a little bit, like a couple seconds for this team. How in the hell do you show an NBA playoff preview commercial without the number 2 seed in the East in it a single time?
Oh, they're just crapping
It
on
makes
the Cavs.
no sense. And Doug, to bring this back to college football, I guarantee you the majority of people who watch college football and say they love parity, right? You couldn't name a single damn player on that Bearcats team in the playoffs outside of probably Sauce Gardner. And maybe Desmond Ritter because he's the quarterback. They don't like it. You say you like it, but they don't. They want the Ohio States, the Michigan, because they're the brands, and that's what the NCAA wants, because that's how they make money, and they leave these programs in the dust.
So then this is, let's call it for what it's a fat pig. What happens to the fat pig? Maybe it's time, get on that little conveyor belt and head on into the slaughterhouse.
If I'm not an Ohio State fan, why the hell should they expect me to care, give a damn about college football?
But okay, so here's the thing. Ohio State fans, which is what the NCAA is doing here, they are catering to the biggest fan bases in the country. They'll never be upset. For much as Ohio State fans bitch about, and I am one, but, oh my God, we didn't win the national championship this year, or we didn't do this, or we're going to fire Ryan Day. They're still in the conversation every year. And that is where the NCAA has set this up. They're in the now, again, they got to recruit and they got to play the games out and all that kind of stuff. But that's what the college football program, that's what the NCAA model is set up on, are the big prime teams. So that's where they like to tell you that they care about these other teams, but they don't. So that's why I don't understand why the NCAA just won't call it for what it is. And here's what they should do. You need to separate these leagues. You need to have one of the teams that we actually know who they are, and they're going to play in this. And then you got, again, I think Chip Kelly's motto was perfect. You have a Power 5 and a Group of 5. And you want even more fun, allow for a move back and forth. And you want to know another thing, too? You can have Power 5 and Group 5 schools in the same conference. Because me, and everybody knows, Illinois football does not deserve to be in the Power 5. And then you can, again, here's the idea. You keep it that way. And then you do a 12-team playoff on both sides. So then that way, you got Illinois in the Group of 5 playing for a national championship, and you got Ohio State and Michigan playing for the Power of 5. And then the conference could sit there and boast, well, we won 2 national championships. Look at that. And you separate the skill gap by allowing teams to jump back and forth. You got to apply little relegation. And you got teams that if you're in the Group of 5, you're going to make more money. You're going to be in the bigger games. Going to have a chance to go win the bigger national championship. So it's a move where, again, Cincinnati, Florida Atlantic, Tulane, they have a great year. Hey, we're going to apply to jump up here to Group of 5. Or from Group of 5 to Power of 5. Doesn't change my schedule. Doesn't change the conference, but it changes my postseason. That's another idea. Why not just separate completely the two? Let these teams do what they're doing in the regular season, and then the playoffs. Now, the issue is that will not solve the conference realignments. The conference realignments were done because of the regular season. Because Oregon and UCLA and USC want a big fat check from Fox and ESPN, so they're going to jump over to the Big Ten. There's already too much in the motion with that. But they need to fix some. I just think that it is insane. It is utterly insane that we didn't make it 24 hours after the announcement of the 12 that they were already talking about going to 14.
They don't know what the hell they're doing.
I know they don't. And that's scary. There's billions of dollars on the line.
That's why, I lost interest in college football years ago.
There's something about it. There's something about it, man. It's football. I will take any, I don't think I'm going to watch the UFL, but I probably will.
I love the fact that I have to flip to ESPN2 to watch Cincinnati play a decent Big 12 team, let's say Iowa State at the time. Like, they were decent for 1 year. But then I can slip there on my ABC and watch Ohio State play Akron and lose by 70.
Right.
But we love parity, Matt. We love parity.
That's the problem. That's why I think anybody that ever tells me that they like parity in sports, I think they're lying. They're lying to themselves and they're lying to me. because that's not true. Because if you want to tell me that you enjoy watching TCU in there, fine. Oh, look what they did. All right, fine. Now, that has a whole different, looking back at that a little bit differently now, aren't we? You don't like it. I know you don't. You lie to yourself. Not you, Ryan. I'm talking.
I know.
You say you like it. You don't. You're lying to yourself. You're full of it. You really are. I hate saying that to people. I do. You tell me, even in the NBA, even in professional, I love it when the Steelers make the play. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to see deserving teams make it, and you want to see the best team win the national championship. You want to see the best team win the Super Bowl. Why did everybody love the Super Bowl this year, Ryan? Because the two best teams in football were there. Or at least two of the group, right? Two of the group were there.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, how in the hell does Georgia not make the playoff last year? How in the hell? Like, make that make sense.
That's my issue.
Somebody on earth make that make sense to me.
And I go back, like Paul Feinbaum. Everybody knows Paul, and he's SEC heavy, certainly. He was on the soapbox that Ohio State was one of the best teams in college football. And he said if you were taking the best teams in college football, you would add Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia.
That's the problem. Every year they just, I know it's still a system that they have rules and whatnot, but every year something changes on how they decide to do stuff.
So the issue is
There's
that
no
we're really uncovering here. Instead of addressing the problem, we'll just give you more.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they're doing. Instead of actually addressing the problem, they go, oh, well, we'll just give you more. That's fine. Now, it, yes, fixes the problem because Ohio State and Georgia, they'll make it in this new model. They're in. And then you got to solve it out on the field. But I think that's the bigger issue facing college football. They are not addressing their real problems. And now we got the situation where they're already talking about 12. Already talking about 12. Or I'm sorry, 14 after the 12 has come out. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. It's absolutely nuts to see where it's at. All right, let's do this. Catch our break. I read a story yesterday that I'm going to bring up on the air that is just absolutely insane. It's regarding nipples, Ryan. So prepare yourself for that. Okay. You don't know where we're going to go on this, but it's crazy. We got morning update. Big news on the college football video game. They better get that right. Let me tell you that. They better get that right. So we got news on that. We got our morning update. We got our immaculate grid. We got time up. We'll get to our Cavs boost with Tipico. We got it all for you. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Let's jump on into it. We got the morning update. I've asked Ryan to throw a couple things in there in the morning update that we'll get to coming up. So we got the stories. We got to get to the Immaculate Grid. I will end the morning update with this nipple story because I just think it's actually a sad state of society that we are in. I'll tell you exactly about it.
Very intrigued as to what that could possibly be.
Let's get to it. Here we go.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, Apple is trying to get in the market. They launched their own sports app with updated scores in real time, live betting odds, and one-click access to live stream any game shown on Apple TV, giving the ESPN app a little run for its money.
I mean, listen, we love Tipico here, and we bet with Tipico here on the show. There's a lot out there. This eventually is going to get thinned out. Think about the changes that we have had just in 5 years. 5 years, and where we'll be in the next 5 years, where eventually everybody's going to have sports gambling. I just read this morning on Cleveland.com. Ohio, which is notoriously a behind-the-times state, they're thinking about doing the online. I could go play blackjack on my phone right now. I could go play roulette on my phone right now. Probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I draw the line there.
I mean, so it was really weird. Last year, I went to 2 bachelor parties in Pittsburgh. Complete opposite ends of the year, but 2 different bachelor parties in Pittsburgh. And the one I was on with my buddies, we were sitting there, and one of the guys in the group, he was just on his phone, like, incessantly. I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm playing blackjack. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, in PA, you can play table games on your phone. And it's through legitimate apps. And some of them, Ryan, were actual live dealers. Because people think, like, the algorithm is rigged or that kind of stuff.
But I've seen quite a few where they still scam them.
I'm sure. I played it for about 5 minutes. I think I lost $5, and I was like, all right, I'd rather go to the casino and do that. But, yeah, again, here's the thing. Eventually, some of them are going to fizzle out. Eventually, some of them are not going to see the investment because they're not keeping up with it, and people only have so many room for sports books. That's why Tipico, I think, is one of the best.
I got to mark this down, Matt. 2 for Tuesday. Blackjack or roulette?
Oh, don't ask me that.
That's a good one, isn't it?
I like playing blackjack more. I'm better at playing roulette, which, of course,
Can
roulette.
you really be good at roulette?
No, I mean, you got to have a strategy. Like, teaching my brother how to play in Vegas is one of my fondest memories. Bro, I watched a guy. Can I tell you a quick story about going to Vegas? So I know how to play roulette. I know how to, again, it's pretty easy. You put this money, but there are rules to roulette. Whatever the table minimum is, if you're playing on the outside, you need to have that add up to the outside. If you're playing inside, there's just some little nuanced things that you got to be able to do. A street bet, all that other kind of stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm just talking to my brother through at a $5 table, right? Hey, put this here, don't put this here, whatever. Bro, I watched a guy walk up with a sport coat on at 10:30 in the morning in Vegas. So I was like, who are you trying to impress?
He's probably wasted already.
With his son, they sat down at a $5 roulette table. He threw $400 down to ask for chips. The guy asked him, you playing singles or nickels? The guy looks at me and he goes, what does he mean? And I go, oh my God. And I go, he's asking you if you want each of those chips to represent $1 or $5. This is a $5 minimum table. If you were at a higher one, they would ask if you wanted to mean 10s or 20 or 50, whatever. You know what I mean? It was all right, nickels, right? $5 a piece. He then looks back at me. Well, how does he know my color? And I say,
and he just came and threw 400 on it and doesn't even know how to play?
Do you see how he took your color and he put 2 of them up on his little perch over there? That's telling him that that's worth $5. Okay? Do you understand that? He lost and then he starts fucking up the bets. He doesn't know where to put stuff. And he's looking at me and I go, stop looking at me. I'm not here to teach you. I'm here to teach my brother. And again, he's like, well, this, and the dealer's trying to help him. Bro, he lost $400 in 20 minutes. He went to the ATM and came back. He spent another $300. He lost $700 in about an hour playing a game that he looked like a horse's ass because he didn't know what he was doing. Embarrassed himself in front of his son and walked away. It's one of my favorite stories.
I watched a dude.
I won on that table, by the way.
I saw a dude who put a chip on every single number, right? Red and black, every single one. It hit the 0 green.
That's
unbelievable.
I have a good a buddy of mine swears that if you're playing and you don't at least put a chip on 00 every time, that you're wasting your time. He swears by it. And when it hits, it's electric. Roulette is so much more fun, but I'm better at, I think.
There's definitely more strategy to blackjack.
Like I enjoy the strategy of blackjack, but dude, you sell out, you take every seat at a roulette table. I guess hitting 21 is fun too.
Can we do that too for Tuesday next week?
Yeah, write that down. Don't forget that. Yeah, I love that. I think it's a great question. I have a lot of fun with it. But I gotta get back to a casino, man. I'm one of those guys, like my wife, like, we are not casino people in any stretch of the imagination. Like last year, I went to the casino once, actually, just on that bachelor party. That was it. Wasn't even in the state of, like, so that's it. But when I do go, I enjoy walking in with $150, $200. And if I lose that, so be it. I'm here for a night of entertainment and some fun, hang out, play. But gotta make that happen. Gotta have to make that happen.
The problem is I live 5 minutes from the MGM in Northfield.
But they don't have table games.
But they only have slots.
Yeah, well, I think that's changing. I think that's changing.
Supposedly.
They're going to get table games eventually.
All right, Matt, well, let's go to basketball here. I don't know if you saw this or not. I'm sure you did, but the NBA All-Star requirements got upped a little bit. The 3 requirements are, number 1.
You're talking about, just for context, you are talking about getting an NBA All-Star game to your city.
Yep.
Right? It's not for a player to make the All-Star team.
Yep.
It's if your city, like Cleveland, you want to apply to the NBA to host the All-Star game again, they've upped their requirements. Please
here they are, Matt. Requirement number 1, 7,250 hotel rooms and a minimum of 3 5-star hotels.
Got that.
Number 2, convention center of 650,000 square feet of exhibition space. And the third one, 75 nonstop domestic flights and at least 20 international flights. That's where it gets a little dicey.
That's where it starts to get a little dicey. Because I don't know about international, non-stop domestic, that's not a problem. And the whole point of the NBA saying that is they want people to be able to easily get to your city, right? They want to be able to, you know what? Can I do this real quick? Cleveland Hopkins flights today. Okay. I'm on Hopkins flight board for today. This is just for today. Boston, Charlotte, New York, or 2 to Orlando, Washington, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, DC, Tampa, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, Houston, Detroit. See, but the problem is that a lot of these, like, okay, there's a Dallas, Fort Worth. There's no nonstop to LA. There's a Vegas Frontier, which is in the air. Oh, there's a Spirit Vegas. Okay, Toronto, Fort Myers, Sarasota, Cancun. Okay, so here's the problem. As I just scroll through, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, there's no nonstop to LA. And I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, that's why they say just 75 nonstops. We got that. Bro, I'm scrolling all the way through. The only international flights that I see, and I'm at 7:15 tonight, is Cancun, Toronto, and Punta Cana. That's it. And maybe that's just like for today. And I think, didn't Aer Lingus say that they were going to get Ireland? Like, there's nonstop to Ireland. Is that not a thing? I believe
it is.
But that's where Cleveland might get to. Convention center, not a problem. Hotels, not a problem. It all comes back. This is way before your time, Ryan, but there was a United hub in Cleveland, or they wanted to put one, where, you know, when United planes need to get, like, fixed and fueled and all that, but the hub was meant to be here, so all the planes would come through here. All United flights for the Midwest were going to come through Cleveland, and they screwed it up. The government here, the mayor, screwed it up, and they left. And now we got an airport that just is wasting away. Just wasting away. That's what's going to hold you off. That is what's going to hold you off. I'm trying to click on departures to see. I got nothing. But anyway, I do think it's interesting. I don't know if I think I would assume that we're big enough. I think we'll be able to get it, but who knows? You never really know.
All right. Well, before we start talking about nipples, Matt, you told me you have an update on the new NCAA football game.
Yeah, so this came out. Mike Ross, you know, I host shows with sometimes on ESPN. He covers a lot for ESPN. And one of those things, video games. It is now out, the compensation that a player would get if they sign up to be in the NCAA football game. So as we know, It's coming. Ohio State, just like 20 minutes ago, confirmed they're in the game. So they have to go to these schools and pay their money for the likeness for the school to be in. Then they have to go to each of these individual players and ask them if they want to be on the game. Supposedly, it is $600 and a copy of the game is what you get if you sign up to be in the game. And Darren Ravel said the median payout for players in the lawsuit was $1,000 for the lawsuit that they had prior. If you're Michael Penix, if you're Bo Nix, are you really going to sign up for $600 and a copy of the video game? Blake Corum, who might be on the cover for all we know, would you sign up for that? I don't know. I really don't know. And especially because EA Sports, they had to spend a lot of the money to pay the schools to get Ohio State, to get Florida State and all that. If you were a top player, would you do it just to say you were in the video game? I would.
I would.
I would too.
Yeah, for sure.
I would too. Why would you not just to say you were in a video game?
And it's $600.
How could you not? And a copy of the game. I'm in. I know that their agent would say, dude, I'll get you $600,000 or something dude, I want to be in the video game. I think it's pretty cool. How could you not, dude? All right.
Tell me about nipples.
You don't want to know this story. I this somehow came across because I don't search for those and I don't search for the person this actually has to do with. A story came out yesterday in the New York Post that New York City men are paying plastic surgeons $5,000 for surgery to get nipples like David Beckham. So apparently, and this is a growing trend, that New York City surgeons are seeing a surge in men seeking to have their nipples reduced in size and have David Beckham as their aesthetic inspiration. I've never seen David Beckham's nipples. Apparently, they're small, symmetrical, and almond shaped. They now have men paying $5,000 to have a procedure to have small, symmetrical, almond-shaped David Beckham rip-off nipples. You are now Googling David Beckham nipples on our company computer. Our society is doomed. We are doomed in this society that we currently live in.
The headline is "Mend It Like Beckham."
We had a good run. We had a good run as humanity.
Time to go to Mars.
This is it. We're done, man. We're done. We made it, 200 years to go back 1800s. Started that's it. That's it, man. And this isn't a shot at people that get plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is all about you feeling better. And you see that show Botched, and you see some of these people that come in, women that have breasts that come out to here, guys that have had so much plastic surgery to look like a Ken doll or Michael Jackson.
Do you like when they got the boulders? The big old boulders down to their knees?
No, it's disgusting. And it's a sickness is what it is. It's a sickness.
There's some big boob guys.
Now, again, you want to live your life, you want to do whatever, that's fine. That's up to you. The fact that you are self-conscious, there are enough people out there, thanks in part to social media. Ryan's checking his in. Now, you want the David Beckham nips?
I mean, I would
you
take
want
them
those?
for
That's
free,
a great fantasy
not
football
$5,000,
name. Granted, new fantasy football team name. David
I'm not
Beckham's
getting paid
nips.
that type of cash.
$5,000 to have your nipples look like David Beckham's. We're screwed, man. We are in a lot of trouble. Dr. Ellie Levine, who has a practice in the same swanky neighborhood as Dr. Mark Everett, who also spoke on this, said she's now performing the procedure once every other week and up to a handful of times a year. It's definitely a growing trend. Saying he's heard men that also need, that keep coming in, they just say, I want David Beckham's nipples. You want to know something that's weird? I thought they meant almond-shaped up and down. No, his are almond-shaped side to side. That's what it is. The procedure is pricey, but it's quick to perform. And patients can go back to work the next day. The skin area is numbed by local anesthetic before a surgeon cuts around the side of the nipple to remove skin and any extra breast tissue that may have formed. Some surgeons also partially cut the pointed area center of the nipple to make it more perky?
Perky nipples?
I guess. Levine says 80% of patients seeking nipple reduction surgery are New York City locals, while the other 20% come from out of town to fly to New York to get a nipple procedure done.
When in the big city.
Again, I'm not knocking people that if you have there's something on your body that you've never liked and you want to get that change done, you want to do a breast augmentation, you want to do a hair transplant, you want to do whatever you want to make.
Those are really popular.
What are those?
You don't know what a BBL is?
No.
Oh my God.
I don't want to know.
How do you not know what a BBL is?
I don't want to know.
It's a Brazilian butt lift.
Oh.
It's like they take like fat from other parts of their bodies.
Wait,
all the celebrities.
How do you know what the acronym is?
Matt, I guarantee if you asked anybody in the world what a BBL was.
Would you get on that app if there was a BBL app?
See, I'm not.
all right. Now, yeah. Got it.
But
okay,
the
fine.
problem with BBLs is they're too big. Like they're like
again, like that's
I'm even shocked.
I'm sad.
You've never heard of a BBL.
No, I've heard of a Brazilian butt lift. I didn't know that there was an acronym
Nobody
for it.
calls it a Brazilian butt lift. Everybody says BBL.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
I guarantee you could text anybody in your phone right now that's of like age 18 or up, they would know what a BBL is. 100%. 100%.
No way.
100%.
No way.
I'd put a lot of money on it, Matt. I'd put a lot of money.
No,
You're the first person I've ever met that doesn't know what a BBL was.
I knew what a Brazilian butt lift was. I didn't know that it was the BBL.
You're the only person I've ever heard that didn't know what BBL.
I thought it was something else.
That's crazy.
I thought it was something.
That's like you when you say I haven't seen movies. You're like, what?
Yeah, I'm okay, and I know that that's the thing I'm getting at. There are so many surgeries, and I want people to be happy. If you really feel like I want a Brazilian butt lift, that's fine. But then you get these people that are on that TV show that take it to an nth degree. And nipples, male nipples. How often do you see them? Now, I mean, I guess again, if it's something that's always bothered you, want to be. But the thing is, social media. Why? It's a sickness.
Yeah, it is.
It is an illness that people see people. It's not even just David Beckham. David Beckham is an extremely handsome man. I have no problem saying that. He's extremely handsome. I get why people want it. The thing is, you get on these apps, you look at these Instagram, and you see these influencers, and you don't realize that there's filters, that they've had like Photoshop stuff done, and then you start to have this unrealistic expectation that that's what they look like when they roll out of bed. That this model that is sending you, link in bio, all day, that's what they look like rolling out of bed. You know what I'm saying? It's AI. And the scary part is we're going to get to that point where you're not going to be able to tell real from fake with this AI stuff.
Do you know who Bobby Altoff is?
No.
I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Well, she just randomly out of nowhere became like this really popular figure.
I did see it. Somebody said she's the next Elon. Is that her? Is that who I saw? Please tell me the story. I think I saw something.
She just got famous. She would like host podcasts where she did interviews with these mega celebrities. So she got super popular. And there was this leak, a very inappropriate video that came out, and she came out and said it's AI, but everybody's believing that it's her. And it's like, if that's really AI, man, that is beyond.
Did she just launch a startup? Is that who I read?
Messed up?
Yeah. No, I mean the same thing with Taylor Swift. I mean that's the thing.
Oh, are you thinking of Bridget Mendler? She just like launched a space thing.
Yeah,
you're thinking. So that was a Disney actor.
That's who that is.
She's way different.
Okay, no, sorry, I had no idea. No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I mean, that's gonna be the problem. And then you're not gonna be able to tell real from fake. There's gonna be lawsuits, gonna be all these changes. But it's just again, $5,000 to get nipples like David Beckham. We just do immaculate grids here on the show. That's what we do. Ready to get to it? Let's get to an immaculate grid. Man, we got our ass kicked yesterday, but that's all right. We're coming back. Football.
Browns, baby.
I'll lay this on up right here. We go. We are down. Do you want to keep score this week, or do you want to? Because at this point, we're down 3-1.
Let's just start next week.
Let's start next week.
Yeah, this is a warm-up week.
Warm-up week. So here's how it's going to go. We're going to do the immaculate grid every single day. You see the grid as it goes across, and it goes up and down. So we got to get Eagles, Vikings. We've got to get Chiefs, Chargers. And then what is the one on the right? I can't read.
3,000+ yard passing season.
All right. There it is. So, and it just has to be a guy that played for those respective teams. We finally got the Cleveland Browns. Here's how the scoring is going to work. Ryan and I get the bracket or get the grid correct. We get 1 point. For every open grid that is left at the end, the fans out there get 1 point. And I think at the end of the month, maybe we'll do like a giveaway or something.
Absolutely.
I'd like to do that. Something to give back to the fans on this. So let's start it up. Do you want to make the declaration we are just going to do football? Because
I'm fine with that.
basketball kicked our ass yesterday, and baseball I think would even be worse.
I agree.
All right, football, here's how it goes. Players that played for each team are 3,000 plus passing yards season. So we start with, you want to start with the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, let's start with that.
So we can do Baker.
We can think of a real one here to get a good rarity score for this one.
Derek Anderson.
Derek Anderson would be a good one. But then again, you could even
think
do
Jeff
Joe Flacco.
I know. Did he get 3,000 on the year?
Oh, he has to get it for the Browns? I thought he just had to get it.
Oh, I think you're right. You're right. I think it just has to be at any time.
Yeah, and then he played for that team at one point. I believe.
I think so. I think that works. Do Flacco, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna reset because I think it should at any point of their career they got it.
See, it didn't.
All right, reset then. That's not fair.
I won't reset it, but we'll just pretend we got it because I don't know if I. Or can I just refresh it?
Yeah, refresh it.
It still says 8 guesses left.
Oh my God.
Well, but we're
gonna
it.
count that.
Yeah.
All right, because we would have
got
said
it.
Derek Anderson.
Yeah.
That would have been fine. All right, next up, Browns Chargers.
Did Josh Jackson play a game for the Browns?
Josh Jackson.
Or the running back? Wasn't that his name? He was on a practice squad for a while?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or Kelly, my bad. Not
Oh,
Josh
John
Jackson.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Oh, John
I always mix
Kelly.
them up because they were both on the Chargers one time.
Yeah, there's got to be a better. That one's iffy. I don't want to do that one
Sure.
because the Chargers. Oh God, I mean, that's going to be a really hard one, I think. Oh, Aaron Shea. Did he not play for the Chargers? I think he did.
I don't even know who that is.
Aaron Shea's tight end from back. If we can't think of anybody else, go Aaron Shea.
Okay.
Because the problem is I keep thinking of the Rams. Like, I keep thinking of Troy Hill and John Johnson, and those guys all played for the Rams. They didn't play for the Chargers, though. Damn, man. That's going to be a hard one. All right, skip that one for now. Vikings, Browns, Nick Mullins is an easy answer there. Probably a decent rarity score if you want it. You want to do that one? Is there anyone else that you would like to think of on that?
No, that's fine.
All right, just go lay it up Nick Mullins on that one.
4%, very good.
All right, very good on that. All right, Chiefs, 3,000-yard passer. You can go and put Patrick Mahomes in there. Her rarity score. Do you want to put Alex Smith?
Yeah, we could.
I mean, you probably could put Bob Greasy. I think not Bob Greasy. I don't want to put Len Dawson. I don't think that counts. We need to make sure they actually got 3,000 yards.
Let's just do Pat.
You want to do Pat? I mean, we do Alex Smith. I'm pretty sure he got it. Let's do Patrick. That's fine.
I'll do Alex.
All right, do Alex Smith. He better have got it. All right, good job on that. Chiefs, Chargers, Chiefs, Vikings. Little overlap there. There's got to be one. Trying to think again, like quarterbacks, like tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, line. Dude, I think the immaculate grid's might be harder than we start thinking. We can't even lay up some of the Browns ones here.
We kicked ass the first time.
I know. Eagles, Vikings, Eagles, Chargers. There's got to be an easy Eagles, Chargers. No, not Hassan Reddick because he didn't play there. 3,000-yard passer for the Eagles. Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb. I'm sure Mike Vick at one point.
I'm sure he did, yeah. Donovan McNabb.
So we can even do Nick Foles. I imagine he had a 3,000-yard season, but
I don't know, but just go Donovan. Unless, wait, McNabb didn't play at either one of those spots. That's fine. All right, Donovan McNabb is in.
Yeah, we got the Browns one.
Okay, and we got the Browns one. Chargers, I feel like, are going to be really hard for us on this for a couple of guys. Man. I feel like there's a wide receiver I'm missing with the Chargers and the Vikings. I feel like there's one that we're missing there. Oh, dude. Maybe Immaculate Grid's not such a good idea. Maybe this is something we shouldn't be doing on the show. I don't know.
Oh, why is this?
Because we're actually like really hardcore, like, it's tough. Like for the Eagles, Brian Dawkins, I don't think played anywhere else. Jeremiah Trotter didn't play anywhere else. Junior Seau for the Chargers. Like, I'm just trying to go through like legacy type players. Brent Selleck didn't play at either one of those other spots. Did he? I don't think so. Running backs? Oh, what about, oh my God. What about Darren Sproles? Eagles, Chargers, Darren Sproles. Eagles, Chargers, Darren Sproles. That works. All right, we're maybe get off the schneid here a little bit. Darren Sproles works, okay? What was the percentage on that?
62.
Yeah, that's a really high one, yeah, so that kind of makes sense. All right, Eagles, Vikings. Eagles, Vikings. Did Randall Cunningham play for the Vikings?
I think he did.
I think he did too.
Should we rip it?
Give it a fly. Randall Cunningham. Yes! Nice. All right.
3 more.
All right. Chiefs, Vikings. Man. And I don't know why I got like Dante Hall in mind. You know, that era of Chiefs. Derek Brooks never, or, not Derek Brooks. I'm just Googling this guy. He doesn't count because he only ever played for Kansas City. Chiefs. Derek Thomas, RIP, by the way. What about guys that were on the team that just won the Super Bowl? Like L'Jarius Sneed, they drafted him, right? Like
Trent McDuffie, they drafted him.
They drafted.
Nick Bolton, they drafted, I think.
Yeah, they definitely drafted him. Offensive line, Jawan Taylor didn't play in any of those other spots. I don't know about Nick Allegretti. Austin Ryder would work for the Browns and the Chiefs. I remember him. Corey Linsley played for the Chiefs. He's somewhere, for the Chargers. He's somewhere else. Oh, my God. I think it's going to be really hard.
Can I rip my Kelly one?
Which one?
The Josh Kelly one? Or John
Kelly, if you want. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess because he didn't play.
I don't think he played in the game there. I don't think he played in the game.
This is difficult.
Yeah. I feel like there was a tight. Try Aaron Shea. Do Aaron Shea. I know that's good for Browns Chargers. I know Aaron Shea is going to be good for that. SHEA for the last name.
What was his first name?
Aaron. AARON.
No.
What?
We're poverty.
Dude, no. He played for the Chargers in 2006.
Unless I clicked a different one.
AARONSHEA.
Yeah. Well, it says 2000 to 2005.
No, he played in 06.
It's not.
All right, Immaculate Grid's broken for the day. It doesn't count. Doesn't count. We would have gotten that. That's bull crap. That is bull crap.
Should we just see what some of the answers were?
Yeah, see what the answers are. Just do one more guess, and then we'll see the answers.
Well, what guess?
I don't know. Kansas City, Chargers. Well, now I want to think about a Browns Chargers one. I don't know. Type in whatever you want. Chargers. I got nothing. Just type something in.
Should I just give up?
Johnny Manziel. Oh, yeah, give up. Yeah, give up. All right, scroll down. Let's see where it goes here.
Check out Browns Chargers.
Browns Chargers. Okay.
Eric Metcalf.
Oh, yeah.
Webster Slaughter. See, I didn't know. I didn't
know,
watch those guys, so I didn't know they played for him.
What?
Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, he's going to be a cheat code for a lot of this. You're right. We need to remember.
Travis Benjamin.
Yeah, I forgot. Damn it. Travis Benjamin. You're right.
Charlie Whitehurst.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Then these other guys have never even heard.
All right. Go back. We got to do Chargers Chiefs.
Chase Daniel.
Okay, yeah, we should have known that. I guess.
I don't know any of these people, so it's not like we missed a big one.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
let's rip off some names just to.
Jackie Battle, Michael Bennett, Reggie Carlone, Chris Chambers. Brett
Chris
Cohn,
Chambers would be a good one.
Larry Dorsey, Willie
right.
Frazier.
Okay. All right. So that one we wouldn't have got. Vikings, Chiefs. Vikings, Chiefs.
Warren Moon, Rich Gannon, Tony Adams, Max Hell,
All right.
Jerick McKinnon.
Oh, Jerick McKinnon would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So we fail. So what's that? 3? We're going to give ourselves 3? Or give the other.
Yeah.
Because again, Aaron Shea, I'm saying 2. Aaron Shea should have counted. Aaron Shea should have counted. So we're going to give 2. We'll start the official scoring next week for our listeners, for the fans out there, as we do the Immaculate Grid every single week. We're way late. Catch our final break. Tell you about Tipico. We'll get our boost. We got time up. We got it all. Stay with us right here on Big Play. All right, let's jump into time up. I'll tell you what happened this day in history. Should I put down when we talk David Beckham's nipples here on this day in history?
I think we should.
Do you think I should put down that today was the day that all 30... Oh, by the way, it's official. All 134 FBS teams are in the college football game. Is that big enough to put in time up?
I think so.
All right.
I haven't had one of those games in a
2024
while.
announced that all 134 FBS teams are in EA college football. Get that game hopefully sometime in July. But let's head on back, including 1 year ago today. Reportedly, the Jets told Derek Carr if he came to them, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I tweeted out a list of first ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks. It was Troy Aikman. It was Peyton Manning, and then Derek Carr, because he would join the Jets.
One of these is not like the other.
Derek Carr is the perfect. I don't even know what it is. Where he's good enough to be good and not bad enough to be bad, but he's not good. You know what I mean?
He's had the most average career.
He is just average.
He did have 1 year where he almost won MVP.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm saying. He's not bad enough to be discarded, but he's not good enough. Derek Carr's never going to a Super Bowl. Derek Carr's never going there. I feel pretty confident in saying that. He's good enough to keep a job, make a lot of money, but it's funny because the Jets they still didn't have Aaron Rodgers at that point. So they were out there playing this game of who they were going to get, who was going to play quarterback, and they got to go to Derek Carr. Say, hey, man, if you come here, you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Narrator, he didn't, and he won't be. Also, this day, 2022, Jarvis Landry sent out some tweets about potentially having to leave the Cleveland Browns. Of course, he would. I love Jarvis. He had a great time here, the contagious speech. He's part of that group that helped turn things around, but I take it, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't call him last year. I know he's out of football now. When you sit out that year, I think it's really tough to come back. But I think he could have been serviceable here. I don't know. This day, 2019, Robert Kraft was charged with 2 misdemeanors for soliciting another to commit prostitution for the massage parlor, Watson, whatever. It's his business. He's got a lot of lawyers. They can handle that. This day, 2017, there was a report that for the Iman Shumpert trade, the Cavs went to the Rockets and asked for Pat Bev. I'd have taken Patrick Beverly here. Of course, they had to make moves elsewhere. That didn't come to fruition. I sent a poll out. This day, 2017, Ryan. And I want to set the picture. We were going into the draft where we had number 1 overall, and we had number 12. In that draft was Mitch Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. What we were going to do a quarterback, we didn't know. So I sent a poll out, and I said, would you trade the 12th overall pick to the New England Patriots for Jimmy Garoppolo and the 32nd overall pick? So again, you go back from 12 to 32, and you get Jimmy Garoppolo. As a fan base, would you make that move? Ryan, that poll was 50-50. And Jimmy was one of those guys, maybe like A.J. McCarron. He was always tied to Cleveland. Anytime the Browns needed a quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo's name kept coming up, and they never pulled the trigger on it. Now, what did you do? You traded back anyway, didn't get Watson. You got David Njoku and Jabril Peppers through all of that. And you also drafted Sean Kaiser in the 2nd round. So I guess it all kind of works out. I'm sure some of those trades would have had impact on this guy or that guy or, whoever else you got, but that's what it was. This day, 2009, Heath Ledger won the Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars for The Joker and The Dark Knight. This day, 1997, before your time, Ryan, but do you remember, have you ever heard of Dolly the sheep?
Was she the one, the first one they cloned?
They did it this day, 1997. She was the first ever animal anything to be cloned. Would you ever want to be cloned? I don't want to.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not.
And whether, if you're religious or whatever you want to believe, when my time's done, I'm done. I've had even at this point, I've had a great run. It's been awesome. I want to be there for my family. I want to be there for my kids. I ain't trying to extend this anymore. They could download your thoughts and put it into, no. Plus, I'm not going to ever be rich enough for that.
Yeah. No, I have no interest in that sci-fi nonsense.
I'm good on that. This day, 1980, a very important one. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! The miracle on ice. Tom Withers had a great tweet this morning. People forget that was not for the gold. That was just to make it to the gold medal game.
Did we end up winning?
No. I can't remember who we lost to. Obviously, we beat the Russians. But you know about the miracle on ice, right? They had been unbeaten. He had been unbeaten for years. And let me find that here. Defending heavy favored, defending gold medalist, United States upset the Soviet Union 4-3. Oh no, they did win. Sorry, they beat the gold. Then they beat Finland in their final game. Soviet Union took 3rd. They beat Sweden, so they did get the gold. But the funny thing, that was not for the gold game. It was the semifinals that they did it.
Who do we end up beating, though, in the championship?
Finland.
Finland. Okay.
Finland, of course. Great hockey area there in Finland. This day, 1959, the first ever Daytona 500. Lee Petty wins that. Today's National Margarita Day. You and I differ on this because you like it.
You shouldn't have told me that.
Why?
Now I'm going to have
You're off tomorrow. You can do what you want. Are you frozen or on the rocks?
I like to start with the frozen one and then go down to rocks. But then you made the joke, how many are you drinking?
And we've had this conversation before. You're 100% correct. So,
is 2 margaritas a lot?
No. I don't understand frozen. I don't think you could ever get me on
They
frozen.
taste better.
No, they don't.
But the only downfall is they don't
they
it's
give
less
you
alcohol.
Well, and then they give you a brain freeze.
They do.
Is what you get. On the rocks is the way to go. What's your favorite margarita flavor?
I mean, I'm usually just classic lime. I like
the
strawberry,
same.
though.
My wife will get crazy. She wants the
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit with the raspberry and throw some orange in there. I'm good. I just want a straight lime margarita on the rocks. That's the place to go. It's a great bracket. Who's got the best margarita? We should do that for Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Write that down. Who's got the best? Because we've done best Mexican food before in another time, in another bracket. But maybe we should just do best Mexican. Because we did best tacos and I left out La Plaza and people freaked out on me. That goes deep. That cuts deep if you have been listening or following me for a long time. Very happy birthday goes out to former Cavalier Rajon Rondo, former Indian Casey Kochman, Drew Barrymore. Somebody asked this morning, what role do you think of when it comes to Drew Barrymore?
Legally Blonde. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Reese Witherspoon. I'm sorry. Mamma Mia.
50 First Dates initially, but probably the wedding singer. She was the sister, the kid's sister in E.T.
Was she in Scream? Or was that also Reese Witherspoon?
No, I think Drew Barrymore's in Scream. Drew Barrymore, I almost said discography. I don't know if she sings. Filmography. Yeah, Scream, she's in that. E.T., Charlie's Angels, 50 First Dates, Blended, Ever After, The Wedding Singer, Never Been Kissed, Fever Pitch. My wife likes that
She's the
movie.
main chick in Mamma Mia, right?
Oh, Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko. Yeah, that's she's quickly in Batman Forever.
But she was in Mamma Mia, right?
I have no idea.
I thought she was the main chick.
I don't see that. Hang on. The movie?
Yeah.
No, that was Amanda Seyfried.
Oh.
The main chick? I've never seen it, so I have no idea. The cast of Mamma Mia is Meryl Streep, Pierce Brosnan, Stellan Skarsgård, Julie Walters, Dominic Cooper, Amanda Seyfried, Christine Baranski. Yeah, I don't know who you're thinking of. She's not in that. At least the movie I'm looking at. I don't know. George Washington celebrating a birthday today. Dr. J, Julius Erving, the late, great Mr. Steve Irwin. And do you know who Robert Wadlow Pershing is?
Dude, because the reason I'm tripping, bro, Amanda Seyfried looks just like Drew Barrymore.
Doesn't she? They look a lot alike. You're right. 100%.
Oh, my God.
Amanda Seyfried's the chick from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
And Ted 2. Yeah. Do you know who Robert Pershing Wadlow is? Or Robert Wadlow Pershing?
Maybe.
He's the tallest person in history. He grew to be 8 feet 11
I've seen
inches.
him, though.
He had a growth hormone thing. I don't know why. It's one of the random factoids that I know there. And it's his birthday today.
Did you know there was one person who, I believe, they had some genetic mutation at one point in their life, they were qualified as a small person, and then in the same life, they were a tall person.
Yes, I had heard that. I think I have seen that as well. Do we have our bracket up? Or bracket. Do we have the boost up? Don't have it still? All right, we'll get it with Tipco. You want to tell everybody what the boost is going to be tonight? We're going to take the over 215. This is all Evan Mobley tonight. We sent Evan Mobley, what was it, make 1 3, and then it was over points and rebounds, right?
Yeah.
17.5?
No, 21.5.
21.5. So we're going to get that boosted up. We're going to send over to our friends at Tipico. Folks, download the app. Basketball back tonight. Spring training going today. Can we watch that game? Is that game on Bally's? I love some spring training baseball,
Who
man.
knows?
Who knows? You can bet it. I think you can bet spring training.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look at that poll.
Yeah, go look. Do you think it's degenerate to bet on...
Wow, 130 votes, 80% say yes.
Pretty close. Tipico. Yeah, I don't see our boost up yet. Ooh. Beast of the East parlay on Tipico right now. Celtics to beat the Bulls, Cavs to beat the Magic, and the Pacers to beat the Pistons is minus 101. 3-leg parlay on that. I kind of like that. That's pretty easy right there. Oh, Ohio State plays tonight. Plus 3.5 against Minnesota.
Matt, who would win in this 2v2 that I'm about to lay at you, okay?
Yep.
Batman and the Flash
Okay.
or Superman and Green Arrow?
Superman, because he'd beat them all.
But that's the thing. Batman's smart enough to get
And this comes
kryptonite
from
stuff.
This comes from a pure. You didn't say a kryptonite.
Well, they can have whatever they want.
I can bet on spring training on
There we
Tipico.
go.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
I don't know, Matt. I think that's up for debate.
Dodgers Padres. Dodgers are a 1.5 favorite. You like it?
I'd spring.
What do you
trade it,
mean?
bro. Flip of a coin.
Bunch of 18-year-old kids, they'll be playing in that game. What do you mean? I got money line here.
Matt, can I indulge you? We had this big play discussion a lot. It was one of those who would wins.
Yeah.
This one's gonna take some thought. You ready?
Okay.
Who would win in a? I think we did 40. Let's say who would win in a 40-yard, or let's do 50 yards in a 50-yard dash. Who would win? Now this is gonna sound ludicrous, but hear me out.
Okay.
You have to wait. So the two people are Usain Bolt and Joey Chestnut. However, they have to finish a whole hot dog before they can start running and swallow it and everything.
Still Usain Bolt.
But how fast can Usain Bolt eat a hot dog?
And how fast can any? Now, if you said 20 hot dogs, then we'd be having a different conversation.
But Joey Chestnut could be like, and start running.
But think
Usain
about,
Bolt would have to chew and swallow.
Think about how fast.
I understand, but you would think, but Joey Chestnut.
Even what would the difference be on the hot dog? 2 seconds, 1001. Even a Joey Chestnut,
it might be more than that.
You get swallow. He's got a 3-second head start. Usain Bolt's still running him down.
If Joey Chestnut gets if it's only 50 yards and Joey Chestnut is at the 30-yard line before Usain starts running,
I don't know how fast is Joey Chestnut.
Let's say he's average. Let's say he's average.
I still think.
But how long do you think it would take Usain to eat a hot dog, swallow it in whole? Joey
2
would just,
seconds.
Joey,
3 seconds.
No.
Yeah.
No.
How fast could you eat a hot dog if it was timed? I'm munched, done.
No, you're not a vacuum cleaner. It's at least.
No,
swallow.
How big of a hot dog are you eating over there?
I don't know about you, Matt, but I can't just throw a glizzy down my throat.
I can eat a hot dog pretty fast. Pretty fast. 3 seconds? 3 seconds.
I don't think Usain Bolt could eat a hot dog in 3 seconds. You're underestimating the chewing. It's not like you're just getting it in your mouth.
There is a whole segment to this that we could start doing on Thursdays to replace Immaculate Grid because we suck ass at that.
I think.
Do you have enough of these in the bank?
I can come up with them. I love doing that.
Write that down for
Thursdays. Who would win? I think you're underestimating how
we do. Well, dude, just start doing these for Tuesday.
All right.
Start writing these down. Write every one of these down.
All right.
Who would win in a 50-yard dash between Usain Bolt and Joey Chestnut if they had to eat a hot dog first?
And you have to completely chew and swallow
the hot dog.
Because then Joey Chestnut would be like, oh, done. He's starting running. Usain might be
maybe we'll do that for Tuesday next week. Right. I know we already said roulette and blackjack, but maybe we'll figure that out for next week. Can you just come up with a lot of these?
Sports science, figure out their average hot dog eating time.
Do you have another one cooked up? Like, I just want to see if there's another one that you could think of. Like,
I could take a time to think.
Sit down, do that in tomorrow's day off. So we're off tomorrow, folks. I got a wedding this weekend, so I'm going to be doing that. So we're going to be off tomorrow. So enjoy your evening tonight. Enjoy the Cavs. We'll send out our Tipico boost. Drop us a follow at Matt Fontana Show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're up on Twitch as well, at Matt Fontana Show. Use the code Fontana100 when you sign up with Tipico. You'll get $100 in bonus bets when you deposit and bet just $25 with our friends at Tipico. Terms and conditions apply. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. Enjoy your weekend. We're off tomorrow. We'll talk to you on Monday. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.